Hello, welcome to these morning videos. I know the light is really weird. It is 8 o'clock at night, and the night before when I post this, and it's pretty dark and in my place, so it's strange lighting. But it took me a long time to come on because I was so conflicted with emotions. With the Charlie Kirk shooting. And if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, please Google it. He was somebody who believed in the power of truth and free speech. For me, my most important value is freedom, absolutely 100%. Doesn't mean we agree with everybody, but giving people the opportunity for free speech and to freely speak in a nicer way. And I'm not talking about yelling, screaming, like that, right? Not somebody who's going to yell and slander you that way. But free speech, when he used to go to colleges, he was Christian, and I'm not Christian. So of course there's things that he thought that I don't really agree with, and that's just natural. I saw a guy say, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I don't agree with everything my wife says. And that's so true. We got to look at it that way too. We may not agree with what's up, but they don't deserve to be murdered, shot. He was doing a speech. He was doing a debate. He does debates with college students. He goes to campuses, and that's what he does. He loves to talk to the youth of the country and allow them to have a voice about everything. And then he, of course, states his opinion, and they have like a debate. It doesn't always go perfect, believe me, but that's because that's normal. There's a lot of emotions that come out, right? Especially when you're talking about with college students. Absolutely. But he believed in the power of free speech and listening to people and hearing their view and allowing them to speak. And, as I know, there's some parents that don't allow their kids to say things that are opposed to them, or they don't debate. They think you're arguing, don't talk about it, be right ever. And I believe that we've got to have a place to feel safe to express what we think and to express things, but also because maybe you've only been raised one way, and so you have certain opinions that are only one way, but you don't know there's other ways of believing. I was raised Catholic, and I always had a knowing, that I didn't believe in all of the Catholic stuff. I questioned it a lot, but I had the freedom to explore anything I wanted to explore. And how fantastic is that? But some people don't. They don't get that opportunity. And so I think the most important thing we can continue to do is to know that people have different opinions, and that doesn't mean they're wrong or bad or a terrible person. We all get to express our opinions, and freedom of speech has been taken away in this country. I'm in Canada. In most of the world, severely since 2020, and that is something we need to be concerned about. Very, very, very concerned about. If you are going to be killed for your opinion, I am sorry. This is not a world I want to be a part of. I know things are changing. Thank God, because no, I'm all about freedom, and there's no way I'm going to live in a world where I am fearful of expressing my opinions about things. But let's get on with the cards. Four of Cups and the Fool. And the Four of Cups is about kind of being bored and kind of being and it's reflected a lot of how I felt so often when I'm just in that in-between stage, and it's like I can't find anything to grab onto and pull me forward, like to be enough passionate about something. And that's what we need to be. And when this happened today, and I know there's been school shootings too in the US, which is just horrible. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? And there's so much separation. So even with this murder of Charlie Kirk, there's the people who are happy it happened, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't care what your views are. For you to be happy I can't even. Anyways. And those, of course, that are devastated by it. But the arguing and the division, just like that happened during the 2020-23, we know what happened then, the division there. On you're bad because you don't do this, you're terrible because you do all of this, right? We got to stop that. And I think I've numbed myself now to just not caring enough about things because I just got to take a step back and go, I'm just tired of all this. I just shut down. I don't know if anybody else shuts down, but I shut down. Like I just shut down. Like I had a hard time coming on and I thought, I don't even want to do my video. What's the point? What's the freaking point? Like this is ridiculous. But I also made a commitment to myself and I always feel better after these videos. But yeah, we need to have something to stand up for. We need to have something to be passionate about, to stand for. We need to have something to stand for and to speak out about. Like, I mean, it can be anything that you believe in. You don't have to go on the road about it. But don't let anybody tell you what you believe is wrong. They may think it's wrong, but if you think it's right to you. And also be open. Be open to possibilities. Be open to other views. Be open to investigating. Be open to going deep into something. Explore, learn, grow, always. And the Fool is about kind of like starting new again. Like starting new. I'm going to start new. I'm going to be new. I'm going to open myself up to things now. Or maybe I'm going to start standing for things I believe. Or I'm going to start speaking my true voice. I'm going to stand up for myself. And that's the best thing you can do. Stand up for yourself. And then we have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is moving on and leaving things behind. And, you know, when I get in these down moods kind of and thinking, oh my God, what's the point? I give up on people. I've got to know that that's just a pattern. That's a shutdown because I don't know what else to do. But in a way, it's like you need to leave these old patterns behind that don't serve you. And so, you know, I want to come out and speak my truth and do what I love doing. I'm not going to let what's happened stop me from that. And that's what we got to remember is we still have a voice. We still have a purpose. We still have our passions. So leave those old habits, behaviors, shutdowns, whatever it is in the past, and go out fully and move forward and live your life. And then the Two of Cups is about, we've had this a lot if you've been watching me. It's about open communication. And that's what's so important. Two-way communication with understanding and love. Understanding and love. Instead of accusations, calling each other bad names, saying you're terrible because you support this person and on and on. I'm really sick of that. Are you guys? And then the Tower card. And the Tower is when things need to blow up, fall down, break down, disasters happen for people to realize new things. And that, you know, part of what happened today, the shooting of someone who lived free speech and his message was free speech and let's talk, let's all talk, let's just talk about it. You have different opinions, let's talk. You know, this hopefully will start a proper discussion because, you know, bad things happen and we need to move forward and we need to learn from them and say, what am I going to take from this? What am I going to understand differently? What am I going to think differently? Can I come from a place of love and compassion? Can I be compassionate and loving? Can I listen to people now instead of just judging right away, assuming, or stop listening to the frickin' mainstream media for one thing? They are liars. I know that's true. They are. They only tell what they want to tell. And that's the thing is we need to watch, listen from a few different areas and from a few different things instead of just our norm. Because if we just watch the people we've always watched or listened to, we're just going to hear the same things. So we're unaware, right? That's why there's two distinct sides now, is because one listens to all they listen to is one side and the other's all they listen to. So they both think they're perfectly right. They both think, well, I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. because that's all they see. They don't go and look at the other information on the other side, right? But that's just human nature, I guess. Anyways, I'm babbling, and this may not be the best video I've done. But let me know your opinion. I don't know. I'm just at a weird state, but I wanted to come on and speak and say my truth, kind of, even though it was a little mismatched, because I could be there in my past. I would come on being very angry, swearing, mad, accusing, fed up, wanting to run away. That was my past, right? If I didn't like something, if I had something to say about something and I didn't like it, I said it. You knew. I am trying to be a little more reserved, but inside I can feel that is still within me. But I also choose to hold love and to hold peace and understanding, and that's my choice. All right. Taking a deep breath into your heart center, breathing in deeply. Breathing out from your heart center, out into the world, sending love and light. Because it never is positive to send out anger. I mean, we can express it, but we don't want to send out wishful, hateful things to somebody. I wish this would happen to you. You don't, just, you know what I mean? So we want to bring in beautiful, loving energy. And we also want to send it out into the world. So let's all do this, because boy, the world needs it right now. So much. All right. Have an amazing day. Bye.